You both have such an impressive track record, and you've been working in the industry for quite a while. Have done some wonderful portrayals of Native representation, characters, and storylines. And Devery, I'd like to begin with you. And how does your character of Bonnie and the Echo series build on the work you've already done?
I think that the character who I play Bonnie is I don't know. I think that there is like anytime I do a role that like a little piece of that character kind of stays with me. And so in that sense, I think there's been like an accumulation of all of the different characters who I've played. This one was definitely different though, especially with Bonnie being a coda, a child of deaf adults and someone who is incredibly close with Maya, so close that they're basically sisters. And so through the series, I think what was the most challenging but was really exciting was being able to learn American Sign Language, and to be able to connect with Alaqua, who is just like so badass and incredible, and to be able to connect with her and have that history be felt between those characters.
Yeah, yeah, she really is incredible. And for you, Devery, how are you able to incorporate your own native culture in your own ideas and your beliefs into the characters you play? You're Mohawk, of course, and you're representing somebody from an Oklahoma tribe. There must be a challenge there.
There's definitely a challenge. I think there's always a sense of respect that we want to, as actors, when we're going into other communities and playing different nations or tribes. I am Gahaga, I'm Mohawk, and I think that that there's a collective experience where you can like understand the basics of that experience of what it means to be from a marginalized people. But then specifically when preparing to play Bonnie and to play somebody who is Choctaw, I ended up going to Durant, Oklahoma at the Choctaw Cultural Center where they were super welcoming and it was such a beautiful facility. I had a chance to learn about Choctaw culture and history and learn some of the language. And so that when we went over to Georgia to film, that we were able to kind of pretend that it was the Choctaw Nation as we were filming in that state. But knowing the history of the Trail of Tears and that it actually kind of came from Georgia, kind of felt like a homecoming for a lot of those nations.
Well, I thought it was interesting because so many Southeast tribes have roots in that part of the country, so that was applicable. And Cheske, for you, it must have not been quite as much of a stretch because you've got a lot of Southeastern blood.
No, it's always a challenge. It's never easy. No, never no. Every role I play, it's never easy. It's always a challenge. Which, go back to your question was that I think every role in my journey as an actor prepares me for the role that I'm going to play next. And like I've always, when I was a kid, I knew this was going to be a craft, and you're never going to get this. Like I knew from very early on from my acting coaches that I'm never going to be as good as I want to be or what I think I can. You're just constantly working at it, constantly working at it, and you apply that work to every character. Same with Henry. I know I'm not going to be perfect at it, but it's striving to be perfect, and that's where you learn your craft. I have failed so many times in character work, but yet it opens another door to something else. So for me as an actor, I just keep myself as fluid as I possibly can. And representation, being a Native American actor, I think we both had experiences where we have to learn different languages on top of the dialogue we're playing. So when you come to ASL, it was different, but it's the same thing I've learned before. I got to handle two different languages. And there's an honor in that and also to respect that. But, it's hard work. When people come up about acting, this is all glam and shit. But when you get right down to it, it's hard work to do this. It's really hard work.